kicker, but just as a special teams expert, how the hell does Bates make his kick do that? I've never seen that indoors.
Yeah, that may not be intentional. He's just trying to hit a ball flush, and when you're at more distance, you're trying to bring more speed into it. So sometimes when you hit it with more violence, that ends up happening. It basically like wraps in. It could go in, out. It could go out, in, depending on what part of the seam you hit. So those long distance kicks, he swung hard at it, and obviously he has the leg to do that. So he did a good job making that kick.
From your vantage point, it looked like the players thought it was obviously going wide right. I know you're on the sideline. Did you think it was going wide?
I mean, it's hard to see from the sideline, and there's been times throughout my career where I thought a ball has been going in or a ball that was going out, and then it's been the other way around. So I kind of wait until I see those refs put up either no good signal or good signal.
Where's Jamie at confidence-wise in your mind? I mean, I know the numbers weren't terrible the other day, but he still it didn't seem like he was hitting the ball super flush consistently.
Yeah, I think confidence-wise, I truly believe he feels like he's a great punter, which we have tremendous faith and belief in him as well. That's part of the experience that he's had. Not every specialist is going to consistently sustain success every week. It's the ability to bounce back, to recorrect after one rep. And that's something that I truly believe he knows how to do, and he's done before in his career. So to me, for him, he understands this, and we've talked about it. It's about being process oriented. So, sometimes if you miss-hit a ball, it's, going back to the fundamentals of the drop, the catch, the steps, the line, all those things, which obviously he understands all the fundamentals it takes to hit the big ball, which he's ready to attack success and fix those things.
Do you see anything fundamentally that you're kind of focusing on at this point?
Yeah. So I think every
you mentioned the drop a lot.
Yeah. So every rep is really singular. So every rep could have a like one issue, it could have another issue, but at the end of the day, like that's what I'm saying, be process oriented. There hasn't been necessarily a recurring theme of what it's been. A lot of times the drop does reflect ball contact, because that is the most important part for a punter being able to execute and hit a good ball, because there's so many things that could happen with it, right? The nose could go down and your foot's trying to save it. The drop could be inside and your leg is reflecting the kick direction on that. So, that is an important part of correcting a punter's fundamentals. But like I said, every rep is so singular that you're really focused on just what is your routine, what is your steps to even warm up. Like those things, correlate to sustained success.
Does the DC change have any impact on you? Like obviously you have to be in touch with the other coordinators about who's going to be up, who's going to be available on special teams. So like, what's it been like working with Charlie?
Yeah, great. Charlie is a great football coach, a great person, and everybody on our staff is really easy to talk to. When it comes to the game day rosters, we all have discussions, with the head coach, and whatever gives our team the best opportunity to win that football game, we're all going to come together. There's no egos in our building. We all want the same thing. We all want to win, and sometimes you're gonna really have discussions on what helps each side of the ball, and ultimately when you leave those meetings, everybody's on the same page, because we truly all want the same thing.
Do you want to touch back on the kickoff at the end of the first half there? They got the long return in that situation.
I think there was enough time on the clock to where you'd want to kick to cover. So it's not necessarily that we wanted a touchback. There are times that you would want a touchback, but the nature of it is we got to cover better on that specific rep. The kickoff comes down to getting off blocks, to constricting the returner in terms of field dimensions, and ultimately that will allow you to have success on every rep. So we just got to do a better job getting off blocks.
What have you seen from Dalen? I know he was up for the second week in a row.
Yeah.
What has he done to earn that opportunity?
Yeah, I think he took advantage of his first opportunity, number one. It wasn't too big for him. He studies his tail off, and like I said, he has tremendous flex for a football team. So he's a guy that could operate with no reps. So number one, you trust him as a football coach. Number two, when he takes those opportunities and it comes to game time, when he's able to get off blocks, when he's able to penetrate to disrupt, when he's able to understand his assignments on punt return, he has a lot of value. I mean, so he did his job, number one. And, the thing I echoed to and really I echoed it to all players that get their first opportunity in the regular season, is you don't need to press for a play to be considered to be up the next game. The only thing that matters is this game and doing your job. When you do your job, those plays that you're supposed to make are supposed to come to you. And that was something that I echoed to him. And he took that to heart, and he just happened to do a really good job of doing his job. And the plays came to him that he's supposed to make, and he did so. So really happy where he's at. And if he gets the opportunity to be up again, I'm sure he'll take advantage of it.
With Koo now, it seems like he's kind of settled in with you guys. You guys know what you're getting. How challenging of it was a process for you guys to kind of get all of the specialists on the same page? You talked about it on how different guys like different things and that kind of thing, but now it seems like week 3, for him, nobody's really even talking about it anymore. It's almost like, okay, Koo's here and let's go.
Yeah, to me, it's time on task. So, obviously the more time you have working those operations, the more comfortable those guys get. Sometimes you're not afforded the same amount of time, and the expectation in this league is you perform, and it's cool to have a guy like Koo who has the veteran experience that would relish any opportunity, and he has. So the time it took for him to get ready, I think was sufficient, and he showed comfort with operation, and he's been just looking ahead for the next opportunity. So, but every week is a new week, so he understands that last week's success or the week priors don't necessarily correlate to having success the next day. So his focus is on what could he do to improve this week and taking advantage come Monday night.
You like his tackling technique on
We would rather not have him active in tackling. Like I said, we got to do a better job covering the kick in terms of the 10 other guys on the football field. But it shows you that he has no fear in his heart, in his mind, which is why the game isn't too big for him.
Why do you like Gray as a kick returner?
I'm sorry.
Why do you like Eric Gray as a kick returner?
He's had a ton of experience doing it. He's a running back that's used to carrying the ball. He understands the vision, how to set up blocks. Although that was his first game, he obviously wants that one return back. And I know, after that mistake was made, he came up to me apologizing, like, you don't got to apologize, you just got to make it right. And part of making it right is, his intent and his deliberation and practice. So if you saw him the other day, it was him on the jugs getting a ton of catches, to make sure he's catching that ball forward, ball security drills, all those things. So the one thing I'll say about our group in its entirety is they want to do everything right to put us in position to win football games and to continue to be an explosive unit, which I have belief in from our guys. And obviously they've showcased it this season. So it's cool to have guys that, come back to the drawing board, want to fix things. And ultimately, we'll keep looking ahead and keep trying to improve and keep trying to put our team in position to win.